Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We are going to have the second contender for the proposal seminar of the day here. It will be Rheinata Apriliani, and then your thesis advisor is Miss Pipit Novita. Yeah, and then let's start our proposal seminar here. We're reciting Basmalah together. Yeah, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Okay, so you're going to have 10 minutes maximum to explain your proposal. After that one, you're going to have the Q&A. I'm going to ask you based on the explanation that you gave. Okay? Best of luck. Come on, Renata, you may start the explanation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable Mr. Dr. Muhammad Sofyan Hadi MPD as the examining lecturer, and the Honorable Miss Dr. Pipit Novita MPD as my supervisor. In this special occasion, I'm Rheinata Apriliana from English Education Department, Faculty of Education, Universitas Muhammadiyah of Jakarta. I would like to thank the examining lecturer who have taken as the time and given me the opportunity to present my thesis by the title Listen and Learn: Exploring Student Perception of YouTube Music as Learning Media for Listening Mastery as SMA Waskito. First, background of study. English is important aspect that must be mastered because have many benefits, and English has been widely used by students, teachers, and researchers worldwide. In mastering English, listening is a complex ability and one of the main skills that have to be mastered because language learning depends on listening. Listening mastery has several problems such as lack of vocabulary, the speaker speak too fast, old method, and strategy. Based on research that has been carried out by Megawati et al., learners could not understand language spoken by a native speaker, and that the amount of the classroom practice hours was insufficient to develop student listening skill. As a result, a student required more the time outside of the classroom to develop their listening skill. One of method of teaching listening, which is very popular in the world of education and improve student listening mastery, is method of teaching using song. Many platform make it easier to listen to music, such as YouTube Music. Identification of problems. At first, the lack of student knowledge of vocabulary. So they feel too much unfamiliar vocabulary when listening to activities. Two, the student lack practice in listening, and the speaker speaks too fast. Three, a lack of media in teaching listening due to limited facilities and unclear delivery or unclear speech. For the teacher consistently use the same listening skill teaching method. Limitation of the problem. Focusing on student perception of YouTube Music as a learning media for listening mastery at SMAS Waskito. Problem of the study. First, how does the use of YouTube Music as a learning tools affect student motivation to improve their listening skill? what are student perception of using YouTube Music as a learning media for improving listening mastery? Three, in what ways does the use of YouTube Music impact student listening skill? The objective of study. The researchers using descriptive quantitative method and this quantitative descriptive study aims to determine the influence through exploring student perception of using YouTube Music on listening. Senior high school level. Significant the study. The first theoretically the study results are expected to provide deeper insight into the use of YouTube Music to learn English. This research to their knowledge of the language and listening skill by taking the research is improving their listening ability through music and motivate a student to learning English through the use of exciting. The research to addition especially in chapter 2 the first listening there are the definition of listening. Listening is active process in which a human pay attention to specific elements such as B intensive listening. B type of listening. First, intensive listening. Intensive listening is activity that focuses on element of language such as pronunciation, vocabulary, grammar, such as phonology, syntax, and lexis. Two, selective listening is a type of listening activity that is carried out selectively or carefully, which refer to the plain goals, often to the gather specific information. Three, interactive listening is a listening activity combining listening and speaking or has two-way interaction. For extensive listening is listening activity to large volume or of auditory input for an extended period. For example, for academic and another language use purpose. Five, responsive listening refers to listening technique whose major goals is to educate learners proper response or reaction to what they heard on material and affective dimension such as greeting, question, comments, comparison check, and etc. Six, autonomous listening is defined as independent and self-directed listening, in which the structure has no role, such as student selective what to listen to, seeking feedback on their knowledge, and monitoring their progress. There are stages of listening. First, receiving is activity which deliberately focus on hearing the speaker's message. It needs to concentrate and refers to decision on which our brain focus. To understanding at the understanding stage, the listener try to understand the meaning of the message by analyzing or translating message. Three, remember is the process of taking and understanding the message. The individual add into the mind storage bank, indicating that the information will be retained in our memories. For evaluation, at this phase, listening will be critical to employ a variety skill such as distinguishing fact from opinion and reaching a decision. Five, responding. Responding is respond or give reaction that has been heard, sometimes refers to as feedback. There are difficulty of listening. First, lack of vocabulary. Two, speed of speech. Three, quality of recorded material. Four, unfamiliar accent. Five, unlimited mastery of teaching method. Six, limited of facilities. Two, benefit of learning media in listening mastery. According to Rahim et al., a learning media is anything that stimulates learners' idea, feeling, attention, abilities, and skill to support the learning process. Using learning media can help learners increase their academic performance and alternative way to make teaching attractive. Three, YouTube. The role of music in language learning. According to Mafiani and Perkins in Ogil, can be concluded music is the art of combining tones and sound and producing a rhythm composition with balance and unit to become a harmonious song. Most pronunciation in music feature repetition and a variety of memorizing formula, which make it easier for students to retain and implement or could help in language learning. The benefit of using YouTube music is in language learning. In listening mastery, YouTube music has many benefits such as can improve learning, since it able to repeat a listen, easy to use, free listening, and listening is not only gained only by theory, lecture method, or reading and writing. In this case, the teacher can take advantage of another branch of YouTube, namely YouTube Music. YouTube Music is a part of the YouTube platform. YouTube Music is a music streaming service that allows user to search for music video and track on YouTube by genre, playlist, or recommendation. For student perception. As student perception are the student opinions or point of view on events that occur in the classroom during the teaching and learning process. There are types of perception. There are two types of perception. The first positive perception is a perception in which the things experienced agree with appreciating and can be accepted rationally and emotionally. So the perceiver will perceive positively or tend to appreciate. And negative perception is a perception in which the things being perceived doesn't correspond to appreciation. Therefore, the perception is a negative response oppositely to the object of the perception. Theoretical framework. The first, learning theories. Learning is a process or effort carried out by each person to achieve changes in behavior, both in the form of language, ability, attitude, habits, and positive value as a result of exposure to diverse material that have been studied. Technology in education.
Rheinata, you have only 2 minutes left. Make it quick, please. You haven't discussed your research methodology. Come on.
Okay. Time and method and procedure. Time and place. The research was conducted as SMS Waskito, located in Pamulang Raya Street, Ciputat, South Tangerang, in the academic year 2023 until 2024. Method of study, this research used descriptive quantitative research because the operational this research has no dependent or independent variable because the research used descriptive quantitative. The population in the study is a 10th grade student of Waskito Senior High School in academic 2023 and 2024. The sample were taken as many one class consisting of 30 students in 10th grade. The researchers used non-probability sampling with purpose sampling technique. The sample in this study is students who use YouTube Music. The technique for collecting data that the researchers use is questionnaire. The questionnaire containing statement related to YouTube Music. The questionnaire designed as a Likert scale and technical validity and reliability for research instrument. The researcher using validity using percent correlation coefficient formula and the reliability using Cornbach alpha formula. And the last technique for analyzing data. After the data is collected through the questionnaire, the research will analyze it using descriptive statistical analysis into percentage. I think that's it, Mr.
Okay, thank you very much, Rheinata Apriliana. Yeah. My first consideration for you, Rheinata, you have to be able in making the distinctions between explaining and then reading. Okay. All the times where you did it is only reading, not explaining. Yeah, and then I can see your eyes looking at some kind of note maybe that you already wrote on a laptop. Yeah, so I hope this will be the last time that you are going to give a reading kind of process. Yeah, because next one, if you're going to have the thesis defense, you are going to do an explanations. Okay, Renata? Okay, now let's try to have a look at your title first. Yeah. Go to the first slide, please. First slide, come on. Okay, look at this one. You're mentioning listen and learn, exploring student perception of YouTube music as a learning media for listening mastery at Smart Waskito. Yeah. Based on your title here, to be honest, my dear Rheinata, you're mentioning YouTube music. Yeah. There are thousands, there are millions YouTube music that we can find in an app called YouTube Music. So from your title here, you're gonna come with a specific one. What type of music, what type of the song, yeah, that you are going to use, that you are going to ask for these students. Because if you're mentioning a YouTube music only, you can ask random kind of questions, yeah, to get the student perceptions. Okay, that will be my first suggestion for you. You have to revise YouTube music here using some kind of specific, yeah, some kind of specific music or some kind of specific song that you're going to use to gather the student perceptions. That will be the first. Next one, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, to be honest, I'm expecting you're only going to, what is it? Explain all the terms starting with your background of this study until the last one, significant of this study. You're going to give an explanations. Not reading all the time background of this study, blah 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 blah, problem of this study, blah blah blah, till the last one, significant of this study. But you gotta come background of this study, the main point, why that you really need to conduct this research. I can't even find it yet. Okay, the important in conducting this research. Why did you need to conduct this research? Okay, and then the first chapter of the thesis, it could be a strong kind of the reasoning, strong kind of the what is it? Strong kind of the evidence of the proof. Why did you need to conduct this research? You're going to come with some numerical data, some preliminary research that support your reason why did you have to conduct this research. That will be for the first chapter. Next one, please. Next. Okay, second chapter, it is about the literature review. You're mentioning only about, okay, this is about listening. What else? Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, definition of listening, types of listening. Next one, please. Okay, stage of listening, difficulty of listening mastery. Next one. Okay, no specific details. How that you are going to teach or how that you are going to gather the students' perceptions about listening skill. You're going to put it also on your theories. Okay, and the next one, you're mentioning also the benefits of learning media and listening mastery. Okay, you're mentioning YouTube. Yeah, the role of music in language learning, it's too common, it's too general. You gotta be more specific. If it is a YouTube music, what kind of music? If it is a song, what kind of song? Be specific one. So you can gather a specific result for the finding of your research. Okay, and the next one, talking about student perceptions, you're gonna come with what kind of theories that you are going to do to analyze the student perceptions. Not only mentioning types of perceptions, but what is it? The outer kind of theories that you're going to use, yeah, in analyzing the result of the students' perceptions. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, for this one, theoretical framework, for this one, to be honest, I don't really like how that you make only learning theories, and then after that one, the technology educations, and then after that one, the media as the learning tools. Okay, for this one, yeah, you're gonna come with how did you manage all the concept, yeah, a group of theories that you use for this research. And then after that one, you can come in finding the student perceptions, not only technology and educations, not only the media as learning tools. So that's not a theoretical kind of framework. Okay. Next one, please. Okay, for the third chapter, it is also the same. Yeah. When you mention about the third chapter of yours, here you're mentioning time and place of the study, method of this study, here you're mentioning descriptive, quantitative, right? Okay, since it is a descriptive quantitative, so when you are going to gather the data, collect the data, hopefully you're going to have a strong and then also a valid kind of instruments. Because you're going to give a descriptions. Okay, a clear, a comprehensive kind of description of the student perceptions. Yeah, and the next one, next slide, please. Okay, validity and availability for research instruments. Okay, tasks using percent correlations. Okay, why did you use using percent correlations here? Why? It is a correlations. Why it is a correlations? Come on. Why?
Because I think this validity is suitable for use to the statistic parametric and in connection to the collect the analysis the technique analyzing data that I use in analyzing data that I use is descriptive statistic.
That's all. Okay, second one. Why did you use Bach alpha formula here? Come on, for the validity and reliability of research instrument. Why?
The reliability Cronbach alpha formula because this reliability is often used in measuring for the questionnaire, and also the test can detect indicator that not consistent.
Because if you reason, because many researchers often use this one, many researchers, and then this is relevant to use it. No, that's not the reason. Yeah. Okay. I hope you're going to talk with your supervisor. Why did you use person correlations, and then why did you use Bach alpha formula? Okay, Rheinata. Okay, next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, for this one technique for analyzing the data, you're mentioning descriptive statistic. That's okay. Next. Okay, go back with the previous one. Okay, you're mentioning technique for analyzing the data. It is the descriptive statistic. No. Okay, next. Okay, this one. Why it is only a descriptive statistic? You can mention it, the step of it. And starting with the finding of your student perceptions, and then after that one, we're making classifications, and then after that one, we try to analyze it, and then giving the explanations, not only putting descriptive statistic here for the technique of analyzing the data. Okay, Rheinata, is that clear enough? Do you have any questions or no?
No, but I have Mr.
What is it? Okay, you may ask after this one, yeah? After this one, we stop the recording. You may ask me. Okay, thank you very much for your explanations, Rheinata, Apriliana. Hopefully, after this one, you're gonna come to me as soon as possible, tomorrow or next Monday with your goal, and then we are going to talk about your revision, a complete revision based on your proposal. Okay, thank you. And then let's close this proposal seminar here by reciting Hamdalah. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Thank you very much, Rheinata, Apriliani, and then stay here.